in 2017 in the One Show, they were the top 3 most awarded creative team in the United States. And as well, they were top 8 in the entire world. So they're really cool. But most importantly, they have a Guinness Book of World Records for the longest team-run hot dog grill, which they won back after a battle royale from England for America.
USA!
Hi! You guys hear us? Kind of first time using this, so please bear with us. As you can notice, we're not from here. We're from Brazil. Can you hear us? I feel my voice is going low. No? Yes. Okay, so thanks for having us. No, we're very happy to be here. We remember it was like back in it was in 1972 when we went to college.
When we started.
As a kid. And we always wanted to share our work and tell a little bit of our story. Then again, there's no rule, no, like we're just here to talk about how we end up here in the US and giving you guys like having this talk, and hope you guys like it, and we'll see.
Yeah, by the way, my name is Lucas.
Hey, my name is Guy. I'm just kidding. I'm Lucas.
I'm Guy. So first thing, we were like, okay, we're really happy that we are actually super excited that we are here talking to you guys. But if you notice there,
Right there, the right side,
is Eric Coleman.
which is one of our heroes.
So for us, it means a lot to be here, but we have no idea why we're here.
Yeah, thank you. Probably we were the third option, but anyways, we're here. So like, the beginning, how everything starts.
Yeah, so we're from Brazil, and we started our career in Brazil. And the beginning was a little bit crazy. We were studying back in the countryside in Brazil, and in Brazil we have a very small market. We have 10 agencies, good agencies that everybody wants to work in. And
all these are in São Paulo.
so yeah.
We were outside of São Paulo.
So we went to São Paulo, and we had no money. So we had to stay with my aunts. That is this lady.
Filthy rich. So like, it's a fun story because what happened was we were trying to break into the São Paulo advertising market, and then we're there for 4 months, basically living with his aunt. Because we're trying to show portfolio, people, they give prep directors give their feedback, or they say how much you suck, and then you gotta be resilient. And then between those going back and forth agencies, we used to eat and drink a lot with Guy's aunt.
So this
is me like
footage
back then. That's true. I mean, he stole this footage from me, but
yeah.
like the fact that we gained, I don't know, like, because we measure like in kilos, but it would be something like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Like we were like really fat.
Yeah.
Like actually me. His I was more fit, but I was like, no, like it was like eating like, because his aunt always like has Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's every time. And she wanted to drink with us all the time. I think she was an alcoholic, but it's fine.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Probably my friend.
After that, so this is real friends. Then again, show the stock just.
And this is about like the first year of career, so those are friends, and this is what they did in the first year of the career. That dude there won a Cannes Lion.
This one, the One Show.
And the other dude had this weird relationship with the creative director.
So here's the thing, because this is a fact. So like, when you start in agency, there's a lot of things going on, right? And then for us, you start meeting people. Oh yeah, we go to this party, this award show. We met that guy, that creative director, and then they come to you, and after 5 months, he's a star, and you still like you suck. You're an intern, and then like one of our friends, they became, oh yeah, we won the One Show. Now he's that age. So they won like DNAD, and he got a raise, and he's rich, and he bought a car. Oh, that's fine, good for him. And then other friends like, oh, he became a creative director. Why? I don't know. Something happened, maybe. But this really happened. Like sometimes your boss, I'm not saying, please, it's not a sexual thing. It's just like, yeah, because it's just like sometimes the boss sees something in you, like not in us, but in our friends, they saw something that, and they actually end up pretty like a good creative directors, right?
Yeah.
They become creative directors like faster than us, which is sad, but it happens a lot.
So this is us in our first job.
We looked already like the 40-year-olds, I can see. And then these are our first work. No, it's not. So yes, this is the reason we got hired, we got arrested.
Yeah.
So yes, that's true story.
But we had this 1 month internship in this Fisher America, was a big agency in Brazil.
They had like Heineken, Panasonic, Honda cars, like a really amazing agency. And they only gave us like 1 month. Then again, this is after college, so we were like homeless people. And we would work for 1 month, like non-stop. I remember, like, which it's sad, but we used to leave the agency at 3 a.m. and come back at 10, like every day for a month. Which of course didn't work because your brain needs to rest. But we didn't know back then.
We were trying to help.
And then,
so it's not good.
No, last week they had this amazing party, and we won like a huge account. I think it was like $100 million. It was a huge account, a bank account. Remember?
Yeah.
And then we were young, and let's drink, and free booze and free food. Yeah, which then again we were homeless. And they're like, they eat everything. And then it's a bad thing, but he drove his car. We were drunk. You guys, please don't do this. But back then, Brazil, different laws, whatever. But what happened was...
It's not the same thing.
That was the first week of the breathalyzer in Brazil. The first week.
And they
caught us.
We were the first ones that they...
Like the first one in all countries. That's true. It's true story.
So...
To get it worse, it's because like on our way to... Because we live really close, but like, 15 minutes drive.
Yeah.
And then, I've never did it in my life, but I was kind of happy, yeah, the internship is ending, we're drunk, and I stole a cone, like a street cone. Like, I've never did it in my life, I'm against this, but I was like, no,
And they passed it out, gave the coin in the passenger bank, like this.
I fall asleep like in 5 minutes.
And I turned the corner with my car, and it was like 10 police cars there, and they saw Lucas holding a coin sleeping and saying, here. And by the time...
But he was one driving, so...
So, yeah, it was me. And so there was like, imagine like in Brazil would be the same thing that you guys have here, like ABC News, Fox News, any like ABC, any like major news channel were there filming us.
That was fine. I mean, nowadays, no, but back then, look at who cares, no. We didn't have like smartphone, like none of our friends, it was not a thing. And what happened was, so the next day, both of us, we went to our parents' house, and it was a Saturday morning. I remember waking up with SMS, a text message. Hey, Lucas, I saw you in gear at the morning news. Like, that's interesting. Okay. Hey, look, and it was nonstop. Like,
morning.
Guys, I saw you at the lunchtime news. I saw you at that news. And like 9 p.m., my dad calls, like freaking out. What are you doing on national TV? What is gonna happen? Because the news, like young man that denied, I don't know, blowing their breathalyzer or whatever, and they were like, in the back of the cop's car. And I was not driving, but the officer was trying to convince him. So he said, can you just blow here to see if too much? I was like, yeah, sure. And then the image footage like a. So my dad thought I blamed him.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, I was like, so it takes so long, but this is how we got into advertising. And then like
It's true, actually.
the next Monday, like Monday was our last day, I believe, and then our dad's, my dad's an engineer. His dad's I don't know what that is, but.
So yeah, my dad's son.
And then they were very concerned, guys, just try to explain. My dad was like, blame Guy.
And, oh, you didn't know that.
That's sorry,
That's good to know. But yeah, so we went to back to our job. It's like it's our last day here, and by the time that we arrived, they
printouts of like
print out
vodka bottles and
scene of the news channels, like, and put up on our table, and we arrived, and the CCO called us. Like,
it was
"Hey,
very
Lucas,
serious. Oh
come
my
here.
God. It's gonna kill us.
We need to talk." And we went to his room, and
Office rooms be
Yeah.
weird.
Office. And yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is another story.
It was very robe.
And he said, "Okay, it was Saturday night. I was with my girlfriend watching television, drinking my beer, and I'm seeing the news, and I see, okay, look at those dudes being arrested." And I saw and said, "Fuck, those guys are the interns." And that's why I am giving you guys 3 more months of internship.
Yeah, it was like I knew you guys were special,
I
so
knew you guys were, so
your work sucks, but you have some.
yeah. So we stayed there for 3 more months, and we got
Became like 3 years, right?
yeah, 3 years.
Became a
working
junior,
there,
middle,
yeah.
senior, yeah.
So yeah.
We like this
I don't know
gift.
why
There's no
this
reason
life-
for
yeah,
us
there's
to
no-
put that. We like this.
Wait till life.
I think that's it. Talking about awards, yes, awards. Is that important? Yes. But like, you know, when you're beginning, you'd say Ken Lion, One Show, Clio, DNAD, are they like really important? Not that much, because you won't have that chance to produce work that will be submitted to awards. But there's one award that's very important.
The weird local award that no one knows, but the party's great.
Yes. And every city, town, neighborhood has an award, every. Boston, we do have a Hatch Awards that we love. We won a gold, it was amazing. And it seems like when we're there, you can actually know people. You know like these local awards, people that you're gonna work with. It's a good thing to be new, because then you're gonna meet a bunch of like great people and a bunch of assholes. And this is very important, because you don't want to work with assholes, like ever. And then this
You may
is,
have to.
you may have to, but you will always try to work with someone that you admire.
Yeah. So
Promises work.
Yeah, it's.
That's me on the.
This is not Photoshop.
on the right
I
side.
swear, this is the real photo.
Yes. So that was a stupid promise I made. I don't know why, but I think it was supposed to be a team, but it's always me.
So yeah, we always do promise when we are submitting work to Canada
award shows, yeah.
or award show. Yeah.
Because
or
that
Canada.
gives you like a purpose, a goal, you know, like, yeah, if I've achieved that, I'm gonna do this, you know, and that kind of, in a weird way sets your mind, okay, I'm gonna do the best work I can do here so I can win an award. And if I win an award, I'm gonna dye my hair or do something.
And by
worse.
we, I mean.
Yes, it was supposed to be a team.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped, because it's always me doing promises and I just stopped that. That's
But-
why we stopped winning awards.
It works.
It's a very cool word, I don't know why, but we wanted to share with you. It's a Portuguese word, because in Brazil we speak Portuguese, not Brazilian. Yeah. So like this, so this word, there's so many different meanings. It sounds like damn or fuck, but it's great because you can use it in great ways. You know, fuck, this is amazing. Fuck this shit, or damn, that's good. Damn, that sucks, you know?
Yeah, so the good thing about this is to know porra.
You can work in Brazil, for sure.
That's it.
That's it. Pretty much it. Like people will share ideas with you, you're gonna present ideas, they'll say, fuck, this is awesome, or
You
fuck,
just say
you
porra,
suck.
porra, and that's it.
There's so many different
you can
levels.
do it.
Yeah. Not sure why you're gonna go to Brazil to say this, but
But it's important.
it's very important. Oh, this is great. This is like,
This is our
so then again. Everybody has a creative process, everybody. So we're not here saying, oh, you guys should do this, you know, we're gonna have amazing ideas. No, like everybody has different ways, have different creative process. And
So we want to share with you a little bit.
Our
how-
creative process.
Yeah, we work. So we start with fear, right?
like you don't know what's going on,
You have fear.
you don't know the product. Then ideas you don't like, you come up with a bunch of ideas, oh my God, what's going on? I don't know what I'm doing here.
And then you have ideas you like, but only work for a different brief.
That happens all the time.
All the time.
Then have despair, like always. It's true, like no, I'm not, it sounds like this.
And then you have ideas you don't like, but you may rethink now, and they don't seem that bad.
Then we have, nope, you're right, they're all still bad.
And then desperation again.
All the time.
A little bit stronger now.
They're like, you remember the ones working with my grandfather, like you loser?
And then we are applying for things.
We heard they have some openings here. And they were trying to have any idea at all, like any idea, just to show your creative director, like, oh, I have this awesome idea, like, is it for the product? No. Okay.
And then you start crying.
A lot. Then crying while watching Wheel of Fortune.
And then you have ideas you think are great, but will turn out to be okay.
And then, so that happens all the time. I'm sure you guys know, like, that one idea, you say, yes, yes, that's it, I got it. You gotta just throw everything. You hug each other after, like, hours and hours and desperation and crying. You say, yes, I have the idea. And then you go to a creative director, he doesn't like it. So.
Yeah. We wish
But there's amazing feeling. It's kind of addictive, Like he's, oh my God, yes, great. So one thing that we learned, it's good for you guys, like when sometimes the CCO or the creative director, he likes to enter a room, what are you guys thinking of? What are you doing? Just put some extra pressure, because you know you're already, screwed. And sometimes it will happen right when you have the amazing idea, oh yes, and we're celebrating. Sorry, that's too much head. So like, and you were very happy, right? And then the director, oh, tell me the idea. Never tell him, never. You say, let us just enjoy the moment for 5 minutes, and they will tell you the idea.
Yeah.
It's always, don't, because he will say, like, it's not that great. And it's a good thing about being creative, like you come up with ideas that you actually think are good, and that's a great feeling.
One thing that we learned as well is like, we have this, what we call golden hour.
Oof, that's very important.
So it's like, we can work from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and we're gonna have nothing.
No.
But if you work between 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, always work. We don't know.
Well, no. Like every team has its own dynamics. Like I don't work well in the morning or afternoon. I don't work at all. And then working with a team, it's almost like a marriage. And we used to be like, he's like my brother, and it's funny because we had this fraternity during college, and after college we started living together just because they had money. And then we were showing our book around, people thought we were a couple, which is fine. We're like, no, we're not a couple. Yeah, but you guys see, both wearing rings. Because we used to have our girlfriends, and in Brazil we wear rings. Anyways, I'm not saying, I don't know why we talk about this. Anyways, like every team, every person has its own dynamics, works in different ways, and I think it's a matter of talking. You need to be very, like, that's why he's my brother. Like we talk very honest, like he comes with, hey, I'm not in the mood. Like, okay, so let's watch YouTube. We both watch YouTube.
Yeah.
And they're like, you have to find this hour that both, doesn't matter if it's half an hour. Believe us, it has, every team has a golden hour. Just fine tune and try to find yours.
So this is something really important for us, follow people, not agencies. You will be working with people, and it's super important that you have great people
like mentors
to work with as a mentor. Yeah, and for us in our careers, we always try to do that, and it's working really well for us because now we work with Ícaro Doria. I don't know if you guys know him, but
CCO.
He's our CCO there, and he's an amazing guy. And we learned so much from him. And for us, it's super important. And we would like to share a few that if you have the opportunity to go to an agency, know the people that you are working with. It's more important than the agency itself.
It just blows our mind, like when someone like new try to show their book, which is a great book, and then you just ask, oh, do you know the people who work here? They're like, nope. Because like for us, at least we don't get, like if you are working in a place, it's about the people. Like why would you go to an agency you don't know the guy sitting next to you? So that's always important for us. We always see the work, who's that guy, who's that person. I trust us. Like one thing that people, the CCOs nowadays, they have in common, like creative, they know like pretty much who did some work. If you mention a Fearless Girl, they know the team who did it. If you mention the Old Spice, you know, like a Smell Like a Man, whatever. It's an amazing campaign. They know it's Eric Conlon, Craig Allen, they were the creators in this campaign, so they know the names and who did it. So that's very important for you. It sounds like we have this notion like when you're starting that, oh yeah, it's all about ideas, yeah, but it sounds like you need to exercise and practice. You need to study, you need to understand like why this idea, why people are talking about the Fearless Girl. Why? It's just a stupid statue. No, it's a statue, like some amazing people just go there, little girls, they take pictures, like with the same pose, that's unbelievable for me, like that's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm back. Anyways, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure.
That's fine. I forgot what I was saying.
So if you remember, go back.
Okay.
So create good relationships. So every time that you guys are working with vendors, photographers, illustrators, directors, try to be nice, try to enjoy, try to learn from them. Because this will give you a bunch of
A leverage, like when you're trying to negotiate money to produce things.
So the things like this, we really like proactive ideas, and most of the time when you're doing proactive or coming up with proactive ideas, you have no money to do it. And if you have a good relationship with a good director, a great photographer, they will be willing to work for you and helping you with your ideas. So
it might seem like a little bit like far from you guys. Not sure if you guys working already or not working, or if you had the chance to work in an agency. But the same thing, like when you are working a project and then I don't know, you need an art director, you call a friend, hey dude, can you just do the layout? Or hey man, can you just take these pictures for me? Or another friend, hey, can you just write it down for me? You ask your friends or colleagues like help. The same thing goes when you're in a professional level, like when you start working together, like you create these bonds that will help you, it will even launch your career or each other's career. Like it's all about helping each other. And we've improved, like next slide, this is a work that we did we can call our friends from Brazil.
yeah, we've been working with those
So
guys
should
for a
we
long
give
time.
the background or no why? Or the after?
Yeah, sure.
So like at DDB New York, we had this brief for a small wildlife conservation film festival. And of course, they didn't have money. It was a film festival. They were talking about, yeah, let's do this 2D animation or something, or shoot something very simple. We're like, no, let's go, since it's like something they're not paying, let's come up with the best idea that we can. Then we come up with this film and spot idea, like a short animated film, and we wanted it to be shot like in 3D. We're like, oh my God, with no money. And then we called our friends in Brazil and said, hey, and we've been working with him like since day one. His company had like 5 people, now he has like 60.
So the thing is, in the end of the day, a photographer or a director or a company, illustrator, or anyone that works with advertising need to have a good book, need to have good work. So they need good ideas as much as the creators.
And they love like to do cool stuff, like so you come with them with something awesome. If they can do it, they will be very inspired to work with you.
So this is one example that we did last year.
For the Wildlife Conservation Film
And
Festival.
it was like for free, they did it for free.
Dreamed a dream in times gone by, when hope was high and life worth living.
I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. Then I
turn your dream to shame.
And still I dream he'll come to me, that we will live the years together.
But there are dreams that cannot be. And there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I live in.
So different now from what it seemed. Now life has killed the dream. I dream.
Very sad,
We're
but
very happy.
it's interesting that,
We showed this in the happy hour after the evening.
yeah. That was
It's brilliant.
terrible. We just literally ruined the happy hour.
Yeah.
Because we were so excited that it was like a 6-month process, and when we got the spot, we're like, yeah, everybody gather. Like, and literally people were crying. Leaving the room. Like literally the happy hour just end up at 5:30.
Yeah.
So like just so we can understand how things goes, like so we met the guy, the directors 7 years ago. He was like no one like us. We're still like nobody. But and then we worked together over the course of 7 years. And when we approached him with this project, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get. First of all, it was his first short animated film. So he only had like 5 seconds, 10 seconds animations, and he was really excited. So he invested a lot of money, of his own money, because the agency didn't pay me none.
Because it's very important for him as well. So after this, he did this for free for us, and it won a bunch of stuff.
It started getting like a lot of awards. It's not like this spot won like 3 D&D pencils, won like 4 one-shot pencils, 2 Ken Lion.
Yeah, one that Gold Lion
Cleo.
changed it. His book like in a very awesome way. Like he's now like a very
He went to China to present the spot in a festival in China, and then now he's moving his company to LA because of this spot. No kidding.
yeah. He got invited an invitation from DreamWorks to tell there and direct.
To be a director, and then like he was talking with a bunch of people in LA.
So
They decided to bring open an office here in the US as well.
That's how important good ideas are for vendors as well, not only for you guys, for creatives, or for the agency. So, let's go back to the good budget.
Yeah, so good way. Okay. We love Japanese advertising. We love it. And if you guys don't know, or if you know, just search, because I think they're in a different level of creativity. I think they're the future.
And no matter how old the spots are, they are awesome.
And fresh. So we just would like to share with you as an inspiration.
Yeah.
Say, and hope you like it.
We wish you had done this, by the way.
Hello.
コンソメコンソメコンソメパンチこっちじゃないよコンソメパンチうまさが効いてるコンソメパンチコンソメコンソメコンソメパンチコンソメコンソメコンソメパンチパンチで人気コンソメパンチ
Yes! Yes! How can you not love this? Come on. This is beautiful.
So,
I love the fact it's like a fake dog. Like a...
And then we have a great use of celebrities.
Oh yeah, they feel like Japan, like Hollywood actors, they're huge in Japan. Always been over the past 30 years, and this is one of our favorite ones.
この惑星の子供たちと呼ばれる存在には超重要なそう全身でぶつかっていかなくてはならないもしよかったら付き合うとただ
教師としてあるまじき教育
この惑星の教育は加減が難しい
でも君はいい教師になる
缶コーヒーのボスレインボーマウンテン
I love the size of the can. The next one, oh yeah, this one, so this blew my mind the first time he showed me, like, oh my god, we gotta show them this.
Yeah, this is a beautiful.
It's like, I think, think about Japan, like they do this emotional, very emotional story, then bam, they surprise you.
あなたちょっとセンターまで来てあいいねじゃあ行ってみましょうか42番仕入れます
Wait.
最高の取材を選んだ
And the next one is it the last one? The last one?
The last one, one more.
This one is like, for me, it's gonna be the best of all time.
麺
Right?
That was all great.
It's amazing. How can I love them? This is, we come to the end, or no? Is it
Yeah,
right?
it's on you. Yeah.
Oh, this is a different computer. Yeah, so like,
Yeah, so
this is one of the main things that you should, at least we suggest that you do, like work in our book non-stop. As you can see, like we have two Brazilians that come from the countryside of Brazil, made our way to New York, and they moved to Boston. And we always work in our book because someone told us that your book is your passport, and that's totally true. Not only about the moving to a different country, but also a different agency, it's a passport because it shows your work, and it will get you to the places or the people you want to work with. So I think you should always work in our book.
And there's something super cool, super nice about our job. That's like everything that you do, you can put in a place and show, okay, this is me. So this is something that you have to do all the time, and we keep working on our book non-stop. And as Lucas was saying, it's your passport. So your book can make you go places that you want to go, or go to any agency that you want to go. So.
And it's like a non-stop work because the majority of ideas, they get old. Besides Fearless Girl, which is something will be there forever, the vast majority of ideas will become old. You look in some books, you say, oh, this is a great idea, but oh, it feels old. Oh, I've been done so much. So if you just, for example, if we stop working our book, we are creative directors, right? And then 5 years from now, if we don't have anything new in our book, like you guys will be our CCOs for sure. And I hope that you become CCOs, but not that we, I don't know. I hope we also become CCOs one day.
So this, like, work with people better than you, that we believe that working with great people makes you a better professional.
Like, always, like, if you're like a negative person, like if you, like it's okay to be scared or it's okay to, oh my God, like look at his idea, but the worst thing you can do is like think that someone that's better than you, like he sucks, or you think, oh no, my work's way much better. Even though like the guys or the woman is has like a very successful career, they look at what he's doing and say, this guy's a fraud, no, like he's not good, my work's way much better. But then like your peers or coworkers, they don't see that in your work, and that's the worst thing for you, because you'll be that person saying, yeah, I'm much better than him, but in fact he's proving the world that he's better than you, and he's doing that because he's not saying, I'm going to prove I'm better than you. He's doing that because the best creators always say like, I'm going to be the best creator that I can be. That's why I need to be surrounded, like the best CCOs or creative directors that we work with, they always hired amazing and very talented people, because they knew that if they looked to the right and left side, we were in a point that now at Arnold, I think we are like this, right? We look around and say, holy shit, there are like some amazing people here, like we're kind of scared, like.
It's not about being better or worse than people, but we're trying to say here is like working with great people that are doing great work is going to be awesome for you, for your career, even though you can feel a little bit with like this.
Frustrating, but you have to learn, even if you're not talking to them. The best thing would be talk to them and try to ask for guidance, or maybe he could or she can become your mentor. But the best thing is like just by being in a meeting with someone more experienced than you and paying attention to the words he's saying or why he's saying that, the way he talks to the client. That's like small things that makes a difference.
And when you're sitting in your computer working and you look like to the other computer here and you see like, holy shit, there's something great there, you push yourself to make it better.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
And also, of course,
be nice.
Be nice, work hard. Everybody knows that, but not
it's
many
good.
people.
People forget that a little bit.
Yes, that's the end, right?
Not the end.
Not the end. Okay. So,
almost. We're almost there.
So, like the most important rule, like there is no rule. Like you don't have to get arrested to get your first job.
You don't have to wait for your golden hour, or you don't have to go through our creative process to have your amazing idea.
We're just here trying to share with you guys a little bit from our experience or how we get here, but for sure, like everyone here will have their own history. Some stories will be like hilarious or funny. Some stories will be sad stories. But the main thing is always, stay true to yourself, work hard, be nice to people. I think that's the only thing that we could tell you guys that will actually make a difference.
And it's great because we always need fresh people in this industry.
Like you guys, we need you guys. You always need to when the industry is like, oh yeah, it's almost the same, like one of you or maybe two of you will be the ones gonna push the boundaries and challenge it, like the Drogafires and the Wedding Kids and
Arnold.
Right, Arnold? Our recruiters here.
So yeah, that brings us to the point that you guys are awesome, you can do anything. And we feel that today is it's getting easier and easier for anyone to make ideas come to life. Today we have a great, with an iPhone you can do a great video. We have social media, we have, when we started it was like a guerrilla thing. And today is way easier for you guys to do that, so the power is in your hands. And you guys can do anything you want
That's
to.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Power's in your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have fun. That's the last one?
That's the last
Okay. So literally it will be very stressful. You can get dandruff, some weird things because of stress. And no, just kidding. And but at the end of the day, no matter, I think we love working in advertising. No matter if we're pissed off with each other, or he's pissed off with me because I'm a pain in the ass sometimes, all the time. And But like no matter how stressful or how bad the meeting was, or if the client killed your idea, or if the creative director approved all their team's work, it's very frustrating. But there's always that 5 minutes of the day or 2 minutes that you just chat with people around you, and then trust us, like agencies, they have the most interesting people. At least for us, no. Some of the artists, some people think they're artists, but they're not.
Yeah, and,
So we play musical instruments. Let's do a band, yeah, and they all suck, including us, because we play some instruments.
and just don't forget it. It's advertising.
Like have
It's
fun,
supposed
you
to be
know.
fun.
We know it's very stressful, especially in the beginning. Oh my God, where's that idea? Yeah, I'm a fraud. All that happened all the time. It will happen. It still happens with us all the time. And then, damn, I forgot. I think it's too much Red Bull. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hey,
That's our email.
email if you guys wanna.
It's weird.
There's an underline there, like
Yeah.
Rácz and underline Casão. And yeah,
We
if you
can talk
wanna
to you. That's how
send any
we-
questions, or if you think about something, just think about it, write it down, put it in the drawer, and don't send it to us. No, just kidding. You can send any questions you guys have
Yeah.
or doubts, and yeah, feel free. And I don't know, what are we supposed to do? Questions, okay.
So yeah.
Questions. First one, we got a winner.
So I think it's clear that you guys are a great team, and I love your guys' history with each other.
Thank you.
One of the things which people have been told, I feel like one thing which is preached about business is don't go into business with your friends. Why? Or either don't do it, or if you, and I'm not criticizing guys anyway, because I think we're
Yes, you are. I'm just kidding. Yes, you are. What's wrong with you? Just kidding, man. Just kidding.
The question is, how do you handle your friendship
Yep.
and the fact that you're business partners?
So we actually hate each other.
We're only here for the money. Just kidding. You know, like, so it's tough, like, to hear this, because then again, and of course, the person who told you this, had the best intentions, you know. But then again, it's like there's no rule, you know. Like we know friends that work together, and then clearly they broke their friendship just because they wanted to keep as a friends. But for us, I mean, like, for us, I think the only reason we are here today is because we've been friends from day one, and then we are like brothers, to be honest. Because I think brothers is like friends, like when they're close friends, you don't like you want the best for your friend, right? If something's wrong, say, hey man, no, you shouldn't do this, or this is wrong. Why don't you
And
not do this?
It's kind of like a marriage
Yeah, like
with no sense. Yeah.
because you cannot like. If we think something, most of the time, sometimes I just say things out loud because I don't have a filter, which is weird. He does, and then sometimes we might offend, but not purpose, and we know that. You know, like even if he says something I didn't like, or if I say something, or he tells me one idea, and say I don't like this idea. You gotta be honest, because it's all about the work. You know, you have to separate that.
And to be
And even though we are bad, because sometimes, you know, your ideas are a baby. So okay, hey, yeah, I thought about this. What I think? He's like, oh man, this sucks so bad.
but we have one rule. It's like
There's no rule.
We
But we have
between
no
us.
rule. It's like a creative team.
Yeah, we do like
No rules like advertising as a whole.
we do like when we have one idea, and I really like it, and Lucas is like, no, this is a shit idea. I can say, no, let's present it. Let's do it because I believe in this idea.
It's our
And-
rule. Like if you're very
and you
passionate,
say,
even though
okay.
one believe, oh no, that sucks.
But if one really believes, we give this vote of like trust on the person. So I would say like if Lucas has a great idea and I think it's a shit idea, but if he thinks really great, maybe there's something there, you know. But to your question, I think we know a bunch of friends that work together as a team, and we know a bunch of friends that split their team because of
They wanted to keep
friendship. Yeah. We saw people, like, we already saw people fighting.
They were like kicking each other literally under the table.
Physically fight. Between, like,
That was weird. We thought they were joking. They were actually like, come down, because we were like in a building, like, yeah, just go to the second floor and I'll meet you there. What? what? That makes no sense.
Yeah, so
They actually did.
yeah, so I think it's a matter of like relationship. Like sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't, but I don't think it's a rule. It's like if you have a friend and you like to work with him, you should go and work with him.
As long as you guys are fair with each other, you know, like that's, because it's all about the work, then again, you know, like, you guys, when you work as a team, at least in our point of view, like, it's not a matter of like who come up with the best idea, but how both can make the idea better. So he comes, hey, let's do this bottle. And say, oh, let's do it blue. I think it should be green. I think the design is not that one. No, you keep like trying to improve each other's idea, you know. It's not like, it doesn't work like this, like, oh, I have this idea. Yeah, that's great. And the idea is ready. No, the idea is like, it's something, you know, evolving, you know, like, oh, okay, so, okay, how can we make it better? Is it a different target? Is it like, no, you have to conversate.
In the
make
end
a
of the
conversation.
day, you guys want the same thing. So yeah, I think that's it.
It's a long answer, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Second one.
Yeah, so a lot of the examples